This is a TFK Joggster Twist Lite, and today we're going to be talking about the mechanism responsible for folding down or folding up the stroller. Now this is meant to be easier than on previous models, but what we've noticed in many cases is that over time it becomes a bit hard to work the mechanism such that it folds up easily. So I'm just going to show you. It's now currently, of course, extended. If you were to pull into these, you can fold this part forward, and the natural pressure of the hinges here and a sort of gear tooth crescent inside there is meant to force this to push it down, so that it's essentially built the same way as the Joggster Twist, but because of how the shopping basket is connected and because of that gear crescent, just pushing the handle will force the whole thing to go down. However, it is a bit stiff, and it's especially stiff when you're extending it to get it to fold up as easily as it should. So, if you're having trouble with this mechanism, there are two things you need to do. First is to tighten the screws along the chassis, and there's always lots and lots of screws on a TFK. But the reason for tightening the screws on the chassis is because this whole mechanism is meant to function in a symmetrical fashion on both sides. And if you have loose connection points anywhere, that means that it's going to affect the way the bars on the shopping basket slide in and out of these slots. It's going to affect how quickly one side locks into place versus the other side, and how the hinges work, and so on. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to tighten up all of the screws. And I'm not going to do that necessarily on video. They're very visible on TFK. So you just want to go over and just give everything a little bit of a tightening. Secondly, you're going to want to oil the mechanisms. Now TFK is generally a metal dominated stroller, so to say. So I would recommend using WD-40 as opposed to a silicone spray. And you're going to want to get it in the mechanism here on both sides. That's for the little flap here that connects with the locking thing. And then also, more importantly, in here, see it. This is where that gear crescent is. Now, if tightening and oiling does not fix the problems that you have, it can mean that that gear crescent has been damaged. There are teeth there, in which case you will need to remove this screw here so that you can examine the gear teeth. I don't know how easy it is to actually get a hold of that part. If they're slightly damaged and bent to the side, you can try to sand it. But I have seen cases in which the gear teeth simply will no longer work, and that's kind of a problem for this stroller. In any case though, oiling it there and there, and then as far as here is concerned, you can give it a bit of oiling, but because this part moves so much as this folds down, this entire bar will slide through this channel. It's not like the oil is necessarily going to stay. So I think making sure that it is it's tight enough will probably be enough down there. If you were to remove this bar, you could spray the inside of this ring with a silicone spray, because a silicone spray does harden onto the plastic and produce a slightly more slippery coating that also protects the plastic. But otherwise, focus your lubrication mostly at the top point and just concern yourself with tightening it up. And this should help the stroller to fold down easier and fold up easier without having to push so hard getting it into place. Again, I haven't done all of the tightening yet on this stroller. But that is how I would recommend fixing this problem with the mechanism responsible for folding down or folding up the Joggster Twist Lite from TFK. We hope that this video has been helpful to you, and if it has been, we ask you subscribe, as it helps us continue making videos in the future. Thank you.